Alex DiGiovanni, ladies and gentlemen.
How is everyone? Good. Thinking about radicals, I thought about heroes. I have two personal heroes, Otto Dix and Eartha Kitt. Raise your hand if you know who Otto Dix is. Yes, Jim. All right, flip it around. All right. Otto Dix was an artist out of the 20s and 30s. He fought in the First World War for the German army. Being surrounded by death in the trenches, he began to obviously massive post-traumatic stress and became very anti-war, and these were the images that he created. Very grotesque yet beautiful depictions of war. Being in Germany in the 1930s, that became a problem for the Nazis, and they actually brought him up on trumped-up charges of conspiracy against Hitler, imprisoned him, and then forced him to fight in the Second World War. Luckily, he survived. However, he was betrayed by his homeland through their silence. And that brings me to Eartha Kitt, who has nothing to do with Otto Dix, except for the fact that she's one of my heroes. You can put that down, thank you. Eartha Kitt, beautiful singer, wonderful actress. She had this sort of like this purr, like this, I'm not doing it justice, but you get the idea. Along with being this super talented person, she also, after she became famous, worked within the inner cities, developed nonprofit organizations, and it caught the attention of the White House in 1968, where LBJ and Lady Bird decided to invite her to a ladies' lunch where they were going to discuss the problems with the youth today and why are kids going to drugs and what's with the delinquency problem. So she goes to this, and these ladies are just sitting around admiring the china, and Lady Bird suggests that, well, if we just plant trees in Harlem, that's gonna fix everything, because that's what the ghetto youth needs. They need a tree fort. And she's listening to this and getting angry and setting it aside, and she turns to Lady Bird Johnson, the First Lady of the United States in 1968, and she goes, "It's the war. It's the war, that's the problem. Our boys are coming home in body bags or missing limbs. That's the problem." Not only was she immediately thrown out of the White House, the FBI and the CIA immediately began a smear campaign investigation against her. They bugged her phones, and they got her blackballed from any kind of work she could possibly get. She had to go to France, where she was actually pretty popular. And she never really quite got that fame back that she initially had. Now, there's a couple of reasons why these are heroes of mine. The first one's very obvious. They used their talents and they used their abilities to be a voice for the voiceless. As an art teacher, I try to do the same. As an artist, I could use visuals to make my statement, but as an educator, I could teach those, in my case, it's an urban district, to give them those same tools, to give them a voice that they desperately, desperately, desperately need. The second is, and this is particularly after November, I felt very betrayed by my homeland. And because I thought we were on the same page. Apparently, not all America was. I mean, the KKK is still around? What the fuck? There's neo-Nazis? Is it in the 90s? I don't understand. Anyway, move past it, moving past it, breathe, breathe. So I thought about ways of being productive. And I started looking around, and I think one of the biggest things to really realize with this administration is to remember that they don't give a fuck about us. We don't have enough money. They want us fat. They want us sick. They want us poor, and they want us asleep. And that's not what we're gonna do. This event is an example of what happens when some fabulous, fabulous, fabulous people get together and decide that we're gonna have a voice. We're gonna give the people of Atlantic City, Atlantic County, New Jersey a voice. I would actually like the Sex Brigade to stand up for a minute. Every member stand up. I would like Peter Murphy to stand up. Peter Murphy. Peter Murphy. I would like anyone who is a teacher to stand up.
Stand up, teachers!
Anyone who works within the community to stand up. Anyone that helps give a voice to the voiceless. Do not stop what you're doing. It is desperately, desperately, desperately needed. Thank you.
Alex DiGiovanni, ladies and gentlemen.